Adversity is making a decision about your future right now. The question is whether it is making you stronger or destroying you without you realizing it. Most people spend their lives trying to avoid uncertainty, eliminate discomfort, and build a world that feels safe. Yet the moment something unexpected happens, a financial setback, a failed project, a personal crisis, that sense of security suddenly collapses. The idea of becoming stronger in chaos sounds inspiring, but there is a hidden truth behind it. Some people emerge from turmoil wiser, stronger, and more capable than before. Others face the same challenges and come out weaker, more fearful, and less prepared for the future. The difference is not intelligence, talent, or luck. What makes this even more surprising is that the real answer has almost nothing to do with adversity itself. The factor that determines the outcome is usually built long before the crisis arrives. And once you see it, you will begin to notice why some careers shatter under pressure while others thrive, why some investments collapse while others benefit from volatility, and why certain individuals seem to gain strength from challenges that break everyone else. In Antifragile, Nassim Nicholas Taleb presents a concept that completely changes how we think about uncertainty, risk, and growth. But there is one principle hidden beneath all the others, a principle that explains why many people unknowingly make themselves more vulnerable every year while believing they are becoming safer. And when we reach the final part of this video, you'll be able to answer a question that may change the way you approach every challenge from this day forward. Is adversity building your strength, or quietly preparing your downfall? The hidden fragility of modern life. The things that feel safest often create the greatest danger. Modern life rewards comfort, stable routines, predictable income, familiar environments, and carefully controlled risks create the feeling that everything is under control. At first glance, that seems like the ideal way to live. Yet beneath that appearance of stability, a hidden problem begins to grow. A body that is never challenged becomes weaker. A business that never faces competition becomes complacent. An investor who never experiences volatility develops a false sense of confidence. The same pattern appears everywhere. The constant removal of discomfort does not eliminate risk. It often concentrates it. This is why major failures frequently appear to come out of nowhere. The collapse itself seems sudden, but the fragility was accumulating quietly for years. Small stresses that could have revealed weaknesses were avoided. Minor setbacks that could have taught valuable lessons were eliminated. Over time, a system that looked strong became dangerously dependent on perfect conditions. The same thing happens in personal life. Many people organize their decisions around avoiding uncertainty. They avoid difficult conversations, postpone important risks, remain in situations they have outgrown, and choose short-term comfort over long-term adaptation. The result is not greater security. It is growing vulnerability disguised as stability. One of the most dangerous illusions is believing that the absence of problems means the presence of strength. In reality, strength is often revealed only after exposure to pressure. Without challenge, there is no reliable way to know whether something is truly robust or merely protected. This realization creates an uncomfortable question. If avoiding stress can quietly make life more fragile, what explains the people who seem to gain strength from uncertainty instead of losing it? That question leads directly to the principle that changes everything, and reveals why chaos rewards some people while punishing others. Why chaos rewards some and punishes others. Chaos does not create character, it exposes structure. When two people face the same setback, the outcomes can be radically different. One becomes discouraged, retreats, and loses confidence. The other adapts, learns, and returns stronger than before. From the outside, it looks like luck, but beneath the surface, something much deeper is happening. Most people assume that adversity is automatically harmful, yet nature tells a different story. Muscles grow after resistance. The immune system becomes stronger after exposure. Skills improve through mistakes and correction. Certain systems don't simply survive stress. They require it to develop. This is where a crucial distinction appears. Fragile things dislike volatility because they break under pressure. Robust things resist volatility and remain the same. But there is a third category that changes the game entirely: systems that actually benefit from disorder. Consider two careers. One depends on a single source of income, a predictable environment, and a narrow set of skills. The other constantly learns, adapts, experiments, and develops multiple opportunities. When uncertainty arrives, both experience pressure. Yet only one is positioned to transform that pressure into growth. The same principle applies to decisions, relationships, finances, and personal development. The goal is not to eliminate uncertainty. The goal is to build a structure capable of extracting value from it. This explains why some of the greatest breakthroughs in life often emerge from periods that initially felt uncomfortable. What appeared to be a setback becomes a source of strength. What looked like instability becomes a catalyst for improvement. The stress itself is not the advantage. The advantage comes from being prepared to benefit from it. But there is a surprising obstacle that prevents most people from reaching that point. It is a habit so common that it feels rational, even responsible. Yet it quietly increases vulnerability while creating the illusion of safety. And this is where the next principle becomes truly counterintuitive: the power of small risks and controlled failure. The fear of small failures often creates massive ones. Most people spend their lives trying to avoid mistakes. They seek certainty before acting, wait for perfect conditions, and treat failure as evidence that something has gone wrong. The problem is that reality rarely rewards this approach. Small failures perform a function that success cannot. They reveal weaknesses while the cost of correction is still low. A person who never tests new ideas may avoid embarrassment today, but remains blind to limitations that will eventually become serious problems. A business that refuses to experiment may protect short-term stability, yet lose the ability to adapt when the market changes. An investor who fears temporary losses may unknowingly expose themselves to far greater risks hidden beneath the surface. This is one of the most misunderstood principles of growth. Progress is not built on the absence of error. It is built on exposure to manageable errors that generate information. Every small setback carries a message. Every controlled risk provides feedback. Every experiment, whether successful or not, increases understanding. The individual who learns from dozens of minor failures often becomes far more resilient than someone whose apparent success was never tested. What makes this idea so powerful is that it reverses conventional thinking. Instead of asking how to eliminate every possible mistake, the better question becomes, how can small failures protect me from catastrophic ones? The answer changes how decisions are made. It encourages adaptation over prediction, learning over certainty, and experimentation over paralysis. The goal is not recklessness. The goal is intelligent exposure, taking risks small enough to survive and valuable enough to teach. Yet even this is not the deepest lesson. Because understanding risk is only the beginning. The final step is discovering how to build a life that doesn't merely withstand uncertainty, but grows because of it. And that is where the true meaning of becoming stronger in chaos finally reveals itself. Stronger in chaos, the anti-fragile path forward. The future belongs to those who can gain from uncertainty. At the beginning of this video, a question was left unanswered. Is adversity making you stronger or destroying you? The answer has very little to do with the adversity itself. The same challenge that destroys one person can become the turning point that transforms another. The same economic downturn that ruins one strategy can create opportunities for someone prepared to adapt. The same unexpected setback can either expose fragility or reveal hidden strength. The difference lies in structure. A fragile life depends on predictability. It requires favorable conditions to function. When pressure arrives, performance declines because the system was built around comfort and stability. An anti-fragile life is different. It is designed with the understanding that uncertainty is inevitable. Skills are continuously expanded. Assumptions are regularly challenged. Learning never stops. Small risks are embraced before larger risks become unavoidable. Growth comes from interaction with reality rather than protection from it. This is why the most important question is not whether chaos will arrive. It always does. The real question is what chaos will find when it gets there. Will it find habits that have never been tested? Goals that depend on perfect conditions? Confidence built on comfort? Or will it find adaptability, experience, and a mindset capable of turning pressure into progress? The hidden principle that connects everything we've explored is surprisingly simple. Weakness grows in isolation from stress, while strength develops through intelligent exposure to it. Many people spend years trying to build a life without uncertainty, yet the individuals who achieve lasting growth follow a different path. They learn from small failures. They welcome feedback from reality. They allow challenges to refine them instead of defining them. And that brings us back to the question that opened this journey. Adversity is already shaping your future. Every setback, every challenge, every moment of uncertainty is pushing you in one direction or the other. It is either revealing fragility that remains unchanged or forging strength that becomes impossible to take away. The goal is not to avoid chaos. The goal is to become the kind of person who leaves every encounter with chaos stronger than before.